Hey everybody, you probably know me, but in case we haven't met yet, I am Coach Locke. I am part of the strength staff here at Hometown University, and I work primarily with the basketball team. Now, I have been getting a lot of questions about the use of caffeine, and so I figured I'd make this short little video, kind of explaining some of the basics of caffeine, so you guys can have an easy video to understand some of this information, right? One of the biggest questions I get asked is, does caffeine actually help? And if so, is it safe? And believe it or not, there are actually multiple ways to answer this question, right? When it comes to cognitive load, yes, caffeine does improve your thinking, your focus, and your ability to process through things. But when it comes to your athletic performance, there are mixed reviews on that. Some research shows that, yeah, it will increase your power output and your sprint performance, while others say, hey, there's not a big difference between using caffeine and not, right? With that being said, though, the International Society for Sports Nutrition does recommend caffeine as an ergogenic aid, aka something that will improve your athletic performance, right? With that being said, however, there are side effects that may be associated with caffeine use. These include heart palpitations, anxiety, headaches, insomnia, and even tachycardia if you're taking a lot of it, right? Now, those side effects also increase as your dose increase, and so a lot of people ask, hey, how much should I take? And that's also a very good question. That is typically recommended between 3 to 6 milligrams per gram per day, and that amount should in that amount, you should see these ergogenic effects, but anything higher, you'll just see more and more of those side effects without any improvement. Another question I get asked a lot is, hey, when should I consume caffeine? You should consume caffeine anywhere between an hour to right before your event. It does depend on your body and what way you're ingesting that caffeine, but again, normally it's between 60 minutes to right before your event, so whether that's a training session or a competition. And as for how caffeine works, essentially it is the shape of, very similar to the shape of adenosine. And adenosine, it helps essentially block neurotransmitters, right? It stops the development of these neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, right? And so without adenosine, you have high levels of all these neurotransmitters, right? And so that's to say the more caffeine you have, the higher level of these neurotransmitters, and the less your central nervous system is really working. Now, as for, are you allowed to consume caffeine? I do want to tell you that the NCAA does consider caffeine as a banned substance. However, it only considers a positive test as anything over a urine concentration of 15 micrograms per milliliter or higher, right? And that's actually really high compared to the athletic improvements that we have talked about, right? Now, last thing I want to say is caffeine use and effects vary greatly from person to person. Therefore, understanding these facts, understand that these facts are very basic generalizations, and if you want more specific information, please reach out to me, our head strength coach, the team dietitian, or your primary care doctor.